Hi, I'm Miguel Castro and welcome to my channel. I thought that paper cutting was just something that I would do for a day just to kill time. We all at one point in school have tried folding, then cutting paper to symmetrical images. But paper cutting has gone a long way in terms of style, technique, and materials. Cutting by scissors were replaced by knives, creating non-symmetrical images. I started paper cutting in 2007. I was looking into inexpensive art materials in a $2 shop and saw this visual diary with alternate thick black and white pages. I imagined that the diary was bound that way for either the black or the white page to serve as a background for an image cut out from the other page. Simple images grew more complex, got hooked on cutting, and never stopped. So the hobby became almost a full-time job that brought me to different places, meeting more artists, and eventually making money out of something I love doing. I have tried many tools and materials in this craft that I wanted to share with you. This step-by-step detailed tutorial will help you get information on what tools and materials that will suit your needs and hopefully help you find your own cutting technique and hone your passion for translating your creativity through paper cutting. But before that, please help me make more of these tutorial and demo videos by clicking the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. So, let's start by showing you the tools and materials for paper cutting. The mats I see available in the market are usually in 5 standard sizes: A4, A3, A2, A1, and A0, which I never really purchased because I thought A1 is the perfect size for my workspace and my work table. Though I've never found one, there are bigger sizes than A0 that can reach up to 6 by 12 feet. I also chanced upon the B4 size. Now, I don't see much of the B sizes in some of the art shops that I usually visit, but I think it's wonderful to have a collection of the B sizes as well. Almost all mats are graduated and fully numbered on all 4 sides. Hash lines extend past the board of the mat on all 4 sides to help with the alignment of your project. Most mats have printed measurement guides on one side only, but this one I chanced upon with prints on both sides. These mats are a bit pricey, but lasts for a good period of time depending on how frequent you cut on them. But since these are reversible, even without measurement grids on the other side, the life of your mat extends to more projects. In all of my paper cutting workshops, I usually provide the A4 size mat for workspace limitation reasons and because it is just the right size to cut a standard A4 paper stock. It is usually good for smaller art pieces as you can easily turn the mat around instead of the paper itself. If you need a bit more space on the cutting mat, then I suggest to start with the A3 or the B4. The brands of the mats never really mattered to me since I always base my purchases at the quality of the mat. Cutting mats are either hard surfaced, a bit glossier and slippery, and the non-slippery rubber texture surface called self-healing mats. The self-healing would be best for cutting. They are thinner and more flexible and usually have a thin layer of colored vinyl on both cutting surfaces. If you notice, my mat is almost worn out. That's because the self-healing mats are not actually healing by itself. They just close up really good after a deep cut, which rubber materials do due to their elasticity. Once the surface is bombarded by cuts in all directions, they do get obvious gouges. But it takes a long time before these cuts get obvious, so though it is expensive, it will serve its purpose for a good length of time. The good thing about these mats is that you can use the other side, which is equally good as the front. There was a time when I was spending so much effort understanding paper and its specifications, but as I go along with all my projects, I ended up not minding whatever weight and name these papers have. In my opinion, these things matter only to industrial printing companies. Most of us just go for the actual feel and look of the paper. And anyway, whenever I go to my usual art shop, they never sell the same cardstocks anyway. At least the bigger sizes I buy. They always seem to change. And for paper cutters, the adventure starts when you see the possibilities of paper cut art out of anything that is already available in front of you. But my basic understanding is this. Paper stocks are the kinds you see on everyday use, like printer paper used in offices and schools. Cardstocks are thicker than the usual paper stocks. Next question is, do I really care about the weight, like GSM, grams per square meter? Most of my artworks are in big sizes, and paper cut artworks are meant to be framed and hung for display. Since these are cutouts, they have to be interconnecting with each other for them not to fall over and ruin the image over time. So the bigger the size of the intended artwork, the thicker cardstock would naturally be the appropriate material to use. Just merely touching the paper would immediately give you an idea what suits your need. But for information, anything that weighs between 70 to 100 GSM would fall in the paper category. This would be great for small projects. Anything beyond 100 GSM would be for bigger artworks. The heavier the weight, the thicker the sheet. Now, what is the difference between a cardstock and a cover stock? Cardstocks are typically smoother and more generic in appearance. Uncoated cardstocks have an untreated surface and are often less reflective than their coated counterparts. This is what we use generally. Cover stocks are often coated and textured. This term is often reserved for heavyweight papers of a decorative nature. So these are the glossy, heavily printed, even scented ones. I just simplified things, but it always pays to really read more and understand the specifications of paper, no matter how complicated they are. It's always good to be informed. Join me at the next video for more of the tools and materials for paper cutting. If you liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to share this with friends and family.